This September 11th, Hyderabad Randonneurs are conducting the 200-kilometer brevet to commemorate the 100 years of Randonneuring. There's a huge turnout, more than 200 riders going to ride this, and I'm sure many of these riders are going to attempt the first 200-kilometer brevet. In this video, I'm going to share some tips and a ride plan from my experience that can make your first 200-kilometer brevet a little more enjoyable and more successful. Even though you are going to attempt a 200-kilometer brevet the first time, if you have ridden 50 kilometers comfortably and have ridden 100 kilometers once or twice, you should be good to go for 200 kilometers. The only thing that matters is how you plan your hydration, nutrition, and just how you hold yourself throughout the ride. It's more of a psychological thing than a physical limitation. Going into the ride, make sure that your bicycle is in good condition. Make sure that the brakes are working, the drivetrain is fine, gears are shifting well, and check the condition of the tires also. You don't want any surprises on the ride again. So make sure that the tubes you have in the tires are also in good condition without any leaky patches or anything like that. And check the lubrication of the chain. You can lube the chain again, clean and lube the chain on the day before the ride. And depending on the conditions, if it is going to be some kind of rain there, then make sure that you use a wet lube on the chain. Or if you are using dry lube, carry the bottle of the dry lube with you, so that during the ride, if it rains or if the lube wears off, you can lube it again. And before the ride day, go through all the rules of the Audax Centenary. Make sure you understand them, and if you have any doubts or any confusion about the rules, contact the organizer, get them clarified. Because so if you misinterpret any rules and understand in a different way, and that leads to disqualification, you will be disappointed. And the day before the ride, have good sleep that night and reach the start point a little early enough for you to settle down, complete the pre-ride checks, and you can also mingle with other co-riders, have some fun time before you start off. So remember, a long ride is more of a mental challenge than physical. If you can ensure that you drink before you are thirsty, and eat before you are hungry, and rest before you are tired, you can definitely complete a 200 km or even a longer ride successfully. Talking about hydration and nutrition, little before the start, say like half an hour before the start, drink enough water. I would say drink about 750 ml to 1 liter of water. And if you don't want to start on an empty stomach, you can have some fruits or light food, not something, definitely not something heavy. So that the reason I say half an hour is because by the time you start the ride, the water you drank or the light food that you have eaten, they have settled down, and it wouldn't cause you any trouble riding after flying or something like that. So after you start the ride, in about 2 kilometers you hit the highway, and from there on, in about another 5 kilometers you will reach Nature. So up to this point, it would be slightly rolling up and down. After Medchal till about Tupran, it's mostly easy rolling terrain. So by the time you reach Tupran or the Manoharabad Toll Plaza, you would have covered around 30 to 32 kilometers, which means about 1.5 hours from start. So if you had enough water and light food before the start, then you wouldn't need to drink anything or eat anything in between. And by this time, if you're feeling a little thirsty, you can start taking small sips. So what you do is don't wait until you're thirsty to start drinking water. So after 25 to 30 kilometers of ride, keep drinking water every 5 kilometers, or otherwise say every 15 minutes. So that way, if you have 2 bottles of water, for about 50 kilometers, that would do. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you wait till you are thirsty or if you wait till you are tired, to replenish your nutrition and hydration, the recovery time will be much longer. So drink and eat in regular intervals so that your body won't be deprived of either food or hydration. If you are someone who would like to have your breakfast early, after Manoharabad Toll Plaza, there are a couple of dhabas on the roadside. You can have like breakfast here, or if you don't want to stop at this point of time, then you can have your breakfast at the first checkpoint, which is around 70 kilometers near Ramayampet exit of the highway. So after Manoharabad Toll Plaza up to Chegunta bypass, which is which comes around 49 kilometers of ride. It is mostly easy rolling. From Chegunta bypass to Ramayampet exit, that is like about 20-21 kilometers. It would be slightly climbing up, so nothing troublesome. So your speed will be little compromised, but you can do it comfortably. And by the time you reach Ramayampet, it will be around 3 hours from start, like 9:30. So at this point of time, at the first checkpoint, there is a hotel on the roadside, Hotel SriAadhya, where you can have your breakfast and then resume riding. Because after this point, up to Medak, you will be passing through reserve forest and small villages only. The road is beautiful, but you will not be having much options to have breakfast or get any water like that. So at this point, you better refill your water, have breakfast, and start off. So from this hotel, the first checkpoint, in about 2 kilometers, you will find an exit off the highway marking the left turn for Medak. So you'll have to get down the highway and take the Medak road. And in about 1.5 kilometers, you come across a railway crossing. So after this railway crossing, then you will be entering a reserve forest, which will continue all the way mostly up to Medak. And this stretch is particularly very beautiful, and it's mostly rolling down. So you'll be able to go through this easily, enjoy this stretch, because you will be still fresh, and the weather also should be mostly fine because it will be around 10 o'clock. Once you reach Medak Pocharam crossroad, you would have covered up to 90 kilometers by this time. So at this point, you should have enough water with you to reach the next checkpoint, which is around 12 kilometers at Pocharam Wildlife Sanctuary. So you have to go to your right, and then after you go about 10-12 kilometers, you reach the Pocharam Wildlife Sanctuary. And the road is also mostly easy rolling, and you will have greenery on both sides. It's quite enjoyable. So at Pocharam Wildlife Sanctuary, just after Pocharam Wildlife Sanctuary, there is the second checkpoint where you will be provided with light lunch also. So you can have a short break here, have the light lunch, and then resume your riding and reach Medak Pocharam crossroads by about 115 kilometers north. So take the third exit towards Medak, towards your right. As you exit the Medak town, you will come across a Y junction where you have to take the right road. Usually the road appears to be going straight, but don't go that way. Take the right road, and you will come out of Medak town. For about next 20-21 kilometers, you will be passing through small villages and some beautiful landscapes. The ride may be a little slow because this is a slow climb, but enjoy the views. If you have a good company, this distance will be covered without much trouble. So after this part until Narsapur for another about 18 kilometers, it's an easy rolling terrain, and the views are also really good here. Take some photos if you want to stop, take short breaks, enjoy your time here. And once you reach Narsapur, at the Narsapur crossroads, you have to take a right turn towards your third checkpoint, that is BVRIT College. There you will again have option for refilling water and some refreshments provided by Hyderabad Randonneurs and college management. And you have to come back the same way to Narsapur checkpoint, Narsapur crossroads, And again at the Narsapur crossroads, you have to take a right towards Hyderabad. So as you exit the Narsapur town, you hit the Narsapur Reserve Forest, and there are a few slow climbs, not too tough, but they'll slow you down a bit. But the views are good. There will be a lot of monkeys around, and you can just make through it comfortably. And most probably there won't be too much of sun beating down upon you also because of the shade and all. So even though it's a climb, it will definitely be enjoyable enough. So don't think or don't worry too much about these Narsapur climbs. From Gummadadala Forest Checkpoint to ORR, it's about 10-12 kilometers, which is mostly overall flat terrain with slight rolling. So you will not have any trouble here to do good average speeds. As you pass ORR, within about 2-3 kilometers, you will come across the Gandi Maisamma crossroads. From Gandi Maisamma, you keep going straight. Within 2 kilometers, you will come across a T junction where you have to take a left towards your end point. That is St. Martin's College. So as you take the left here, for about 2-3 kilometers, the road is slightly bad. There will be broken patches, and after that there is a short urban forest stretch where the road is good. And again you will come to Dhoolapally village, where again the road will be slightly broken. So for this last 4-5 kilometers, just negotiate it cautiously, take it slow, because you are anyway reaching the end point. Unless you are too late and you want to rush, just negotiate it safely and reach your end point successfully. So throughout the ride, remember this: drink before you are thirsty, eat before you are hungry, and rest before you are tired. And I can definitely tell you, you'll be able to do this successfully. All the best.